Oh, what up, what up, what up? It's your man, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? I really mean that. Did y'all miss me, man? It's been a minute. It's been 2 weeks. I told y'all, but it's been 2 weeks, but I'm back. And I got my guy looking fresh and young. My guy, Rue. What up, Rue?
Hey, I'm happy to hear that. What up, though, man? I know y'all missed us, but we back. We back live, full effect. How you been, brother?
I've been good, man. Went on a cruise, bro, and it was cool. I had a good time. Food sucked, but I had a good time though. I had some fun, man. Swimming, got burnt, bro. My whole forehead is good now. My head, forehead, shoulders, back, peeling
Mm-mm-mm.
with the sun. Went to the Grand Turks and went to Benemy, whatever. So it was cool. I didn't even know it was that close to Miami. It was like 30 something, 35, 40 miles away from Miami, Bahamas, but still I had a good time, bro. But how you been, man?
Man, I've been cool. Had a good fourth. Went to Lake Altoona yesterday. Was out on a boat. Uh, had a good time, good vibes. Yeah, I'm supposed to be going on my first cruise, man, later this year. So I'm
That's
looking
right.
forward.
You didn't go that time when you went.
Yeah, I didn't go on the cruise. So, but we were supposed to. The weather.
Right, right. You
Yeah,
want a carnival or
Carnival. Yeah, we going Carnival.
it's cool. You'll have a good time, bro. You'll have a good time. I promise you. Anyway, man, we're back. Good to be back. Good to be back on the air. Good to talking sports. I missed a lot while I was out. What I heard it wasn't too much going on while I was out, but either or, we're here to talk about it. We definitely have a great show lineup for you, man. We got to talk about NBA free agency. We have to talk about that, man. There was a lot that went on, a lot of surprises, a lot of good fits, a lot of head scratchers. So we're gonna get into all of that. Big thing was Damian Lillard finally came out and said y'all wanted to be traded. So we're gonna talk about that. Not just talk about where he's gonna land, but I mean, talk about his career, man. Should do we give him a pass? Should we criticize him like everyone else wants to criticize Chris Paul, even Kevin Durant? Also, would the Blazers say, okay, you know what? Since you've been loyal, we're gonna go ahead and send you wherever you want to go to, or are they gonna be like, whatever? We're gonna try to get the best deal that we can, no matter where you feel like going or where you want to go. We're also talking about Kevin Durant. We're gonna put a microscope on his career, man. There's been a lot on social media about Durant's his career, just saying that he hadn't lived up to what we want him to be or what he's supposed to be. And in a way, you kind of think about it, man. You think about the places he went to, and should he have been able to be successful, win championships besides going to state? He hadn't since and hadn't before. So we're going to talk about that. Also, man, I mean, there's not a lot going on in sports. I mean, we got baseball. Of course, we're going to talk about Shohei Ohtani. Should he be traded since Mike Trout is not in the lineup? We'll get into that. Also, we're going to have Rue's pitch. So he's going to give his, analysis on baseball, what he thinks so far. And then we're going to talk NFL quarterbacks. Like I said, there's not a lot going on in sports, but we got to talk about the top 10 quarterbacks heading into the NFL. We have some shockers for you. Some you might agree, some you won't agree. Some listen to what we have to say. We might get you to or persuade you, I should say. So listen. Then we got Dr. Fowler coming in with injury reports. We got quick hits. Stop it. What's on my mind? So please let your family and friends know they can listen to the show live locally on 1100 a.m. I'm tripping. We're now on 1100 a.m. That's you heard me, Rue? It's been a minute, bro, but that just flowed so well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're on the
natural.
Yeah, we're on iHeartRadio. Look for the iHeartRadio. We're going to be that's going to come up as a podcast, but right now we're live on a 3-Point Conversion Facebook page, also the 3-Point Conversion YouTube channel. So, we're sharing it across. Make sure you share it, comment, and everything, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. It's time for these quick hits. Let's get it. First, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Milwaukee Bucks forward, great forward. He underwent a cleanup procedure in his left knee. You remember he got injured in the playoffs but some speculation that he might not be ready for the season. But Bucks came out and stated that he should and will be ready for camp. Rule, that's a big deal, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not surprised. I mean, this happens all the time when players have surgeries like this in the summer. Um, I think Giannis, he'll come back, be the same Greek freak, he is.
Mhm.
Uh, Plus, that first month of the season, it don't really get started till Christmas anyway. So
True. That is true. That is true. That is true.
they start like in October now. I want to say like the middle of October.
But still, you just don't want. I mean, I'll say this. You're right. And sometimes it doesn't matter if you got home court advantage. We saw that with the Miami Heat this year, but at the same time, and a lot of them games we don't look at it matters. But if the Eastern Conference is going to be what we think is going to be or what it was last year, most of them games count, man. Every one of them games, home court advantage really counts. So we'll see. Anyway, moving on. Also, man. So I was wrong, Rue. We talked about this off the air, but Florida Gators quarterback Jalen Kitna, who was charged with 5 felony child pornography charges on November 30th of last year, were dropped as a part of a deal that resulted in him pleading no contest to 2 misdemeanor counts of breach of the peace. So the police got a tip, and that he had distributed an image, or I think a few images of child sexual abuse material on Discord. So that's what it was. And Kitna is the son of the former NFL quarterback John Kitna. So charges got dropped. He won't face any jail time. He's not going to be listed on the sex offenders charge and sex offender as a sex offender period. So he got off easy. Again, I don't with him distributing images of child sexual abuse material. It's kind of interesting because honestly, I don't know anything about that. Maybe we need to get a lawyer, man, to start coming on here and talk. Because I don't know about that. But when you hear the charges, you think he did something real bogus. I'm not saying he wasn't bogus for that. I don't know what he meant to do when he sent those. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? He could have just sent that and be like, "Hey, y'all, look, like this bad, is horrible, or whatever." But either or, he sent it and they saw it and they got on him. So, man, when you hear about that, first of all, he dodged the bullet because sex offender. Then for child pornography, we know that that's not a good look, bro.
Yeah, and even though he was cleared of all charges, it's still kind of you know his name is still in the conversation. Like you never want your name to be associated with stuff like that. So,
But the crazy thing though is, like I said, I don't want to keep beating up a dead horse. But the crazy thing is, like I said, when you read that, it's interesting. I got to read into that and see what it actually means, because you would think, seeing that just the headline, "Oh, he did something horrible." I'm not saying he didn't. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's horrible or not. But it just didn't. That's just not like you said. That's not a good look. But the fact that he got cleared, hey,
yeah.
I know he has to be relieved, whatever. So, but anyway, moving on. Man, Yankees reliever Jimmy Cordero was suspended for the remainder of the 2023 season for violating MLB domestic violence policy. Oh man. You're the baseball guru. Uh, First of all, let's talk about him. Do you remember hearing anything before?
Um, Not really. I know who he is. He's a pitcher for the Yankees, Dominican pitcher for the Yankees, but I don't remember hearing his name or any of this before. But you know, under this new, well, not even new, but the MLB and domestic violence, they don't play just like the NFL. I can remember Cubs player. He was pretty popular back on the championship run. Addison,
Yeah, yeah.
shortstop.
Shortstop. Yep.
Yeah. he got suspended. I think he basically got blackballed, kicked out the league because he had done it once, then I think he did it again. So yeah, they come down with pretty hefty suspensions when it comes to domestic violence. But he wasn't a. I want to say he was the top, their top guy.
Anybody, right
in that bullpen.
So do you think that's why this is kind of like, oh well, like it's quiet, like because Trevor Hoffman, we heard, but even with Addison, because Addison was a beast. He was one of the young players coming up. Everybody was like, "Oh, this guy's going to be the future." But with Cordero, you're not hearing a lot.
Yeah, and that could be the reason. It's not a Jimmy Cordero, like he's not a household name.
Yeah, so but hey, if he did it, he deserves it. And then last but not least, as we mentioned earlier, Mike Trout fractured his left wrist on Monday and will be out 4 to 8 weeks. Oof, bruh, we're gonna start having to name him. He has to be named Can't Get Right from here on out.
Yeah, it's sad.
How many consecutive years has he been hurt?
It's been about 4 or 5.
5 years, man. And it's not like he's out week or two. He missing chunks of the season, like out for this rest of the season. It's like you always see that next to his name. So
yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna talk about what should they do with Shohei because of this. And there's nothing they can do with Trout because he signed that contract. But can we label him a bust?
Not at all.
So okay, so why not? So
that's not even a 3-time MVP.
Yeah, well, yeah, he won MVP.
That
was okay.
One of the best players of the generation.
I guess I'm just saying, but you can't be a best player if you keep getting hurt.
He's one of the best players of the generation, even with the all the injuries. But
it's baseball, you could play.
His trajectory down. He was on a pace to be one of the greatest. Now he sort of slowed it down a little bit.
Right. And I just say bust because you know how we say. You're right. He won 3 MVPs, but like when Brandon Roy,
he's not winning anything, right? He's just not winning anything. He has nothing to show for anything.
But I'm just saying with Brandon Roy, we saw signs of greatness, and then he doesn't play. Then he's hurt now. Now they say he's but they don't say he was a bust, so I'll take that back.
Yeah,
they don't say he was a bust. But usually if you're hurt, they want to call you a bust.
Trout's on his like 11th season too. I think how many seasons? Roy
8 seasons.
Yeah, since 2018, 2019, he's definitely been hurt. Right. But I want to say real quick, another quick hit. I don't know if you saw, but Grant Williams just signed with the Mavericks. A sign and trade, $53 million sign and trade deal. Yeah, with the Celtics.
Wow.
The Spurs it's a 3-team trade. Spurs are receiving Reggie Bullock. The Celtics will receive multiple second-round picks. And Dallas receives Grant Williams.
And I was wondering why my phone was going off. Wow. What you think about that? Just real quick.
I think that's good. I think that's a good spot for him. They need depth, the Mavericks. After trading away, Dinwiddie and Finney Smith, I think he could sort of fit right in as a catch and shoot guy on that team, and I think that's and a more than capable defender. So
plays defense, but then not only that, he's a competitor. I don't think besides a Luka, whatever. I don't think Dallas have, and maybe Tim Hardaway, but Tim Hardaway more so offensively. But I'm saying competing, just period, just gonna get in your face. You saw what he was doing to Jimmy, even though Jimmy was eating him up. But Grant didn't back down, and that's what you want. And then he has that, I don't want to say championship pedigree, but he's been to the finals, so he knows.
He went on a run,
right
after that. The team went on that run where they almost made history,
Right, and they need a 3-point shooter, and he's a great 3-point shooter. They don't give him credit. I'll say this, then we'll take a break. It's funny because Grant Williams, he's just one of them cats. We got to do a segment on this, but he one of them cats that Grant Williams just think he the coldest player on the court.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. We all know them type of guys.
He think he the coldest. Like you got him, you got who else is like that? Reggie Jackson that's with Denver. Like the way he could play, but the way he be dribbling and he just swear he cold.
Daring you to take it from him.
Like he swear he cold. Like he think he cold, right? You know, like he the coldest person on the court. But anyway, shout out to Grant Williams, man. Like that deal. All right, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break, man. We're gonna be right back.
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy Kiss. Right now, you checking out the 3-point conversion.
All right. Appreciate that. Kiss. All right, man. It's time for the hot topic, man. And time to get into this. Rue, Damian Lillard, one of the biggest surprises of the offseason so far. I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't believe it. Were you shocked? I couldn't believe it because he was just, remember he came up with the freestyle he did. And he was talking about not leaving and all of that. And he comes out with the trade. Were you shocked?
I wasn't shocked, man. As much as, I think some people are like yourself, I wasn't shocked. I thought it was coming. I think the writing was on the wall. The stuff he was saying in interviews, the stuff he was saying, it was just different. This summer,
different. Yeah, it was.
Anything else? Any other summer with Dame?
I just didn't think he would come out and say, "All right, I want to be traded." You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that. I thought it would be more of like, "Yo, what up, Vince?
What up? What up?"
I thought it would be more of, I want to be not traded, but Portland to come out and trade him or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Versus, hey, I'm requesting a trade. That was the biggest thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what got me. But either or, it happened, and about time. I think everybody felt that way. But here's the real question: should Portland reward him for the fact that he's been loyal and trade him to wherever he wants to go to? Or should they say, you know what, we're going with the best deal? I'm gonna let you start off first, Rue.
Oh man, so this is the hard part, right? Like with any relationship, like when you at that divorce table, who gets what gets who? I mean, you know what I'm saying? This the complicated part.
Right.
Somebody got to make the decision though. And if I'm Portland, I'm getting the best deal. Because I think I owe that. You owe it to Dame, but you also owe it to your players who are wearing the Portland Trailblazers uniform this year. And I think they got some. They just paid Jeremy Grant a lot of money, which we'll get into free agency and surprising move. That was surprising. They got Scoot. And I think with Dame, it's some teams out there besides Miami. I know he's been saying Miami this, Miami that. I think it's some other teams that may offer, maybe a better deal, better future for Portland. So I definitely think it's better options out there for that. But, it's hard because I guess they owe it to Dame for being loyal. He's sort of like the best player that's ever came to the city. So it is hard. You want to send them off in a happy state, but I think you owe it to the players that you already have to make, stay relevant and make the best move and not act off emotion,
Right.
And yeah.
But you know what?
Business.
But you're right. But at the same time, you're right. And I think as an organization, I mean, you always act as a business. It's what it is. Athletes as well. But still, I'm sorry, man. Just the way he's been there for Portland and he kept saying, I mean, they basically went through a rebuild, bro. Like that don't normally happen with a superstar on your team.
Mm-hmm.
That you say, all right, you know what, we're gonna gut the team. I understand they signed Jeremy Grant. I get it, but for the most part, they were gutting the team, and nothing happened. They didn't get anybody. They didn't. I mean, Simons has played well. I like the way he's played, but still, they didn't say, all right, we're gonna try our best. Not well, they didn't get anyone. I won't say we're gonna try our best because we don't know who they could have gotten or who they reached out to. We don't know that. But at the same time, Dame stayed there. And not the fact that Dame was like, all right, I'm staying here. Dame was adamant. This is the team that drafted me. I'm gonna be loyal. That's who I am. Yada yada. And he's been that way. So I don't know, man. You feel like they, I mean, okay, we're not about to trade you to Miami and get Duncan Robinson and 2 second-round picks for you. No. But at the same time, this is where you want to go. Let's see if we can work something out and we get a good deal. Then if they don't, dang, bro, they're not talking right. We need to, maybe you could say something, or we can't do that, man. Like, what about this team? You like, what other teams you like? I think it should be like that. What teams would you want to go to?
Yeah, and I feel like Dame putting it out there that he wants to go to Miami, it didn't help his case to go to Miami. Like that's you know, to me, he could have kept that confidential, that stuff, because now it's like this is a conversation now. It's sort of like reminds me of AD, like because it's only been a few times. You count on your hand where a superstar has got what they wanted in the league. And it sort of reminds me of AD when he wanted to go to LA and New Orleans was sort of pressed to like make the move. And I think you put the organization sort of put them in a corner. When you do that, I want to go here, I want to go there, and you put it out there, because now it's like we're forced to like pick and choose. But I don't know, man.
But you know what? With him putting it out there, don't you think that if Miami know that he really wants to come, Miami will say, man, he wants to come here. We have to make this work.
But with that being said, now you got other teams being more aggressive because they don't want Miami to get you. We know you want to go there.
Yeah, true.
So I wouldn't have put that information out. You never conceal your help me out, somebody. One of the laws of power. You never conceal your true intentions, and that's what Dame did. He broke a law.
Yeah, he did. But like I said, I think they should at least say, hey, what's the list of teams you want to go to? Then we'll see if we can do that. Well, Dame, this can't work. This might work. Let's try whatever. You just never know, man. This is Dame Lillard. You know what I'm saying? He's still playing at an all-time or high level, and he had his best years in Portland, I believe, last year. So as far as that wise,
15, 40-point games, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. Should we now? We're gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. Matter of fact, today's show is we telling the truth. This is a gut punch. We're putting the microscope out. We're letting people know what we're finding out. We're gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. We're not holding anything back, I should say. Should we criticize Dame for really not accomplishing anything in Portland? Because when you think about it, the biggest thing he did was the best thing was when they went to the conference final. What was that? 2000 and
16,
17, one of them.
One of those 2 years,
Yeah, and he went.
Yeah.
And even in that year, I can't think of his name. God, I'm looking dead at him. The forward, was it Butler? I can't remember his name. It's not it's Corey something. Start with a C. But he got injured for Portland. He had just got traded. And he got he was
not talking about Whiteside.
No. I think he's a forward, small forward. I can't think of his name. He could play well. I might have to look it up. But
remember they had Mo Harkless. They had a couple guys on.
They had Harkless, but the guy I can't think of his name. But either or, he got injured in the game. I mean, in the series before when they was playing Denver. and he wasn't able to play. But and they had a few injuries, as a matter of fact, but they still battled. They lost to Golden State, of course. But other than that, he hadn't done anything, Rue. So, do you think there's more of circumstance, or are we going to give him the Chris Paul treatment that everyone wants to give Chris Paul, even though it's different circumstances? Chris Paul is always injured.
Yeah, and it's the thing with Dame. No, he doesn't get the Chris Paul treatment because he hasn't played with the players that Chris Paul's played with. I mean, Portland has done essentially nothing to help Dame win anything. They stuck with the CJ route for a while. They didn't do anything like grab players. The best, like Jeremy Grant, they went and got Jeremy Grant, but come on, like they never did any. They were never aggressive in making and helping Dame to win anything. So no, he doesn't get the Chris Paul treatment.
And I think more so with Dame, I think it's more like it's what you said, but more so. And that's my guy. He shot out the 3-point conversion, whatever. But Terry, was it Terry?
Terry Porter.
Terry, what's the name? Stotts. I don't think he was the right coach. Because all they did was for a while just shoot threes, long threes. I mean, yeah, you give Dame, you give him freedom to do what he wants, but CJ, everybody was shooting long threes, and I don't think they were doing it the right way. They were in the right scheme for them to win. So I think that year and a few years he had a little help. He didn't have another superstar per se, but he had pieces. I just think the offense didn't work. So, and then before we go, man, besides Miami, teams that will work.
Allen Crabbe.
No, it's not Crabbe.
I've been stuck on that. All right. Aminu.
Nope. You looking at the roster?
Turner? Yeah.
No.
Evan Turner?
Nope.
I don't know.
This is the year when they went to the championship, the Western Conference.
I ain't mean cut you off.
It wasn't Nurkic. It's a small forward. He got hurt. And he played, I think he played with Cleveland. I think he used to play
with Noah Vonleh, Myers Leonard. No.
Not Leonard.
Ed Davis.
Keep going with it.
Ooh,
they went to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, it's
Rodney Hood. Thanks. Rodney Hood. Yeah, that's it. Rodney Hood. So appreciate that. I couldn't think of that. Remember, Rodney Hood was nice.
Yeah, I remember Hood.
And
especially Utah, he was dropping.
He got injured, and that right before they played Golden State, he was out. I remember that.
What you was getting at though with Dame?
I was going to say that I could see Dame going to. This might be me being biased, but what if Dame went to Chicago? I think he can help them out. Chicago, I could see Dame. I'm just looking at what everybody has now. Chicago. You know where Dame could go? I mean, but who you gonna give up? That's
the question. You can fit Dame in a lot of places. It's just who are you willing to give up?
Let me ask you this. Who would you give up for him to go to New Orleans?
See, that's one of my spots. I think it's great. Brandon Ingram. I'll give up BI. I know you probably say Zion, but I'll give you BI. They not taking. Come on, CJ's not going back. But I think New Orleans is sneaky.
So you would give up Brandon?
Yeah, I'll give up Brandon and picks.
I see that. I wouldn't give up. Your boy just yet.
Yeah, because Zion and him on that pick and roll, boy. Ooh wee.
Right. Vince said, "Who would Chicago give up?"
I think you'll have to give Levine up.
Levine? I would give up Levine.
And I would take that if I'm Portland.
I would take that because you got Simons already. You got Scoot.
And I would take that. Lamar and Dame, and then you just re-sign.
Give up Lonzo Ball. But anyway, man. But any teams you see quickly?
I think Toronto is another one. If Portland wants a big and Pascal with Anthony.
But what is he gonna do? But what is Dame gonna do in Toronto? Nobody's there.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Where could Dame go where could he help? Like
who could he help? Oh, okay.
Portland.
Milwaukee. Milwaukee, of course. I think
Ooh.
you get him with Giannis. But who would they give up? You
But I
know?
do think they don't. I mean,
Yeah.
it work, but because Giannis always has the ball.
Mhm.
What about would you give up Jalen Brown for Dame?
Yeah. Yeah. You have a large sample size, 7 years of him and Tatum just, not being able to get over that hump. And
Yeah,
with
but how
Dame,
many years Dame has? Brown is young. Brown is what, 26, something like that.
yeah, Dame's 33. So, but I
But
think you
chip,
get
you get it.
a
You want to
double,
get a chip. Yeah.
and then you team him up with Tatum in his prime. I think that's cool.
Right. Yep. Yep. So no, I agree. All right, man.
I don't want to pay Jalen Brown all that money.
Chat
I don't
room.
think they do.
The chat room. Y'all can let us know also. But look, we're gonna take a quick break. Hey, we about to have some fun now, man. We about to talk about these quarterbacks, the best quarterbacks going into head into the 2023 season for the NFL. Top 10. We have our own top 10. Y'all might be shocked at some of the people we're gonna say, whatever, but stay tuned because this is about to get real interesting. We'll be right back.
What's going on? Pastor 10 here, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we're back and got Rue, myself, Mr. Controversy, and here we go. So, what we're gonna do now is it's not a lot of sports going on. We're about to get ready for training camp. We got maybe 2 weeks left before NFL training camp, so that hey, it's time to get ready. Which my guy Vince, no fantasy football is coming up next and everything. So I guess this could be like fantasy football as well, but this is more so. This is real life. We talking top 10 quarterbacks of the NFL. You all can put you all top 10 in the chat. So I'm gonna let Rue go first. Rue, I want you to list. What we're gonna do is we're gonna list our 10 to 5 quarterbacks. You're gonna go down the list, say why, just quickly. I got him, whatever, and so on. And then I'll do it. And then the last 5, we're gonna go one each. Okay. So I'm gonna let you do your top 5. You don't have to spend that long. You want to say why, whatever, just quickly for each one. But you can go ahead and give your your 10 to 5, 10 to 6, I'm sorry, quarterbacks.
All right, I'm gonna put my dang list up. All right, here we go. So 10, because I know I swapped 2 of them.
Oh, you did? I'm not gonna. So, all right. So go ahead and.
No. I think I told you before I swapped them though. All right, so yeah, make sure I do it. All right, so number 10, starting at 10, I got Dak Prescott. I got Dak Prescott 10. He's always been around into me. He was always around 8, 9, but I think we've seen the story with Dak a little bit. I don't think he has as many weapons as he once did, but he's gonna give you the yardage. He's that pocket passer. He can run, so he's still 10 in my eyes. 9, I got Trevor Lawrence. He's new to the list. He's a newbie. He's a newbie to the list, but I think rightfully so. He has the weapons. Talking about Christian Kirk, talking about Calvin Ridley now. And yeah, I think it was only really a matter of time before we kind of start to see Trevor Lawrence and his talents. It's a total. Last year was a total opposite of his rookie year, in my opinion. Got the good playoff win, comeback win against the Chargers, and I think next year he just keeps ascending. Maybe into the top 5 conversation in a few years. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence 9. I'll speed it up. I got your boy 8, Justin Fields, bro. I got him 8.
Okay.
Yeah, some will say that's low. Some might say it's high, but I think we saw what Fields what he could do, and he had more weapons in this off season. I think he gets Claypool too for a full year now. So yeah, I got and then the offensive line should be improved. No, what am I? 8, 7. I'm at 7. So 8, Justin Fields. 7, I got Aaron Rodgers. New city, new weapons. And I think he's still. You still got to put Aaron Rodgers on the list. He's not top 5 in my opinion, but he's still that guy. So yeah, that's my 6. And 6, I got Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, number 6. I think it's time to see it with him though. It has to translate. The talent needs to translate to winning. They finally got to the playoffs last year, but they got upset. That was a bad loss. But they got a new coordinator. Kellen Moore is over there now. So maybe we'll see some things different with that offense. But I think rightfully so. He's number 6.
So give a quick recap again. So you got Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I got Dak 10. I got 9. I got Trevor Lawrence. 8. I got Justin Fields. 7. Aaron Rodgers, and 6. Justin Herbert.
Oof, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not mad at your your list so far. I mean, it's a lot of good quarterbacks. You got some shockers, especially with Dak. I mean, not with Dak, with
I thought Dak was a little shocking.
Yeah, no, I'm shocked that Justin Fields at number 8. That was something right there. And then you got who you said 7?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. And then 6 you had
Herbert.
Herbert.
Yep. Still got the weapons, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen.
Okay. So here's let me put your list. I'm putting your list so they can see right now. So my list is kind of the same, except for I ain't gonna say same. We have some of the same players. I'm not gonna say the same. So my list at number 10, and I didn't have Justin Fields. So but either or. So I had at 10, I got Dak Prescott. I'm sorry, I got Russell Wilson at 10. And only reason why I say that, I know you all like he had a horrible season. Well, I really blame it on the coach. Because, once the coach left that last game, they put up 21 something points on Kansas City, and Kansas City was fighting for, in the first half, they put up 21. And I think it was Kansas City, and they were fighting for a playoff spot. So it wasn't like they were trying to say, all right, well, we're going to let them score. It wasn't like that. Also, the fact that if you watch some of the film and they had the film showing from the end zone cam from behind them, those receivers were not getting open at all. And the line was horrible. So it wasn't like Russ was throwing horrible passes. He was missing players. It was that scheme. Dude thinking they in Green Bay and they weren't. All right. Next, I have Dak Prescott. I think the fact that he has what's the weapon? The guy that's coming from Houston. I can't think of his name now. The wide receiver. Brandon Cooks. I think they're going to be good. I think he has another weapon with CD. I think CD's going to ball out. So, I mean, but still, Dak is going to be Dak. Dak, he just can't win the big one for some reason, but he's always a good quarterback. Number 8, Aaron Rodgers. And I believe Rodgers had a bad year last year. And you can't even blame, I mean, some of his players was injured, but he just didn't look right. Now he's with Jets. He has weapons there, has running games, new life. So, quarterbacks usually when they go to a new team, new life, they play well. But Rodgers has always been one of the best quarterbacks in the league, right? Most accurate quarterback in the league, everything. But because he's struggled, I think he's took a step back, and I think he will be good, but not the MVP we know of as far as Aaron Rodgers. Number 7, Justin Herbert. Now, Justin Herbert is one of my favorites. I hate to put him this low, but some might say it's not low. Some people might say it's too high. But he bought out last year with all them receivers being injured.
Yep.
So but we know he got a cannon. He can throw. He proved himself. He got to the playoffs last year, so that was a step up. But I think he's definitely top 6. I mean 7. And number 6, I got Deshaun Watson, man. I think Deshaun Watson is going to ball out. I really do. I think he's ready. He's been more confident. He's talked about it, taking the receivers out. Took him out to get massages. I know he did. My bad. But he took him out to they've been practicing and everything. Oh, right. They've been practicing, but I think Deshaun Watson's gonna have a great year. So that's my 10 through 6. My first 5 or top 5, not top 5. How should I say it?
6 through 10, 10 through 6.
Yeah. 10 through yeah.
Oh yeah, you had a couple people I didn't have. Russell and who did you just say?
I had Russell and I had Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson, right. I didn't have those two. Real quick, Geno didn't get any consideration after the year he had last year.
Those are his. Let me see. I don't know, man.
He was sort of butting heads with Dak on my list.
Nah, not no top 10.
Okay.
Not no top 10. I can't do top 10. Go ahead. So who's your number 5?
All right. So my 5 was Lamar. So healthy. I think this is an MVP caliber player. But he's not available. But new OC, Todd Monken, Georgia guy, new weapons, and one of the best tight ends in the game. Running ability, like he could possibly go for the MVP this year. He could be a dark horse. Number 4, who would I go number 4?
No. You said 5. I'm gonna go my 5.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
My 5. I have Josh Allen. Great quarterback. I know Vince gonna hate me for this if he's still on, but great quarterback. Thing about Josh Allen, man, he didn't get over it. When it comes down to the end, he's making that bad play. And to me, you can't be a top quarterback if you fumbling the ball, interception, or whatever he does. Last year should have been a year, and you didn't get there. Great regular season quarterback, but in them late games, you see he was making mistakes. I got it, but he's still top 5, but I got him number 5.
Yeah, and my number 4 was Josh Allen. I agree with everything you said, but he's still top tier. He's still top of the line quarterback. I think he has the weapons. And I don't know. We got to see it get. He can't go out like he did last year against the Bengals. That left a little sour taste, in your mouth. And I think it is a little, bit of the last time we saw him. So our opinion, some people's opinions could be changing, but no, I still think he's that guy.
Okay, you know what? And go the last 3. I want to hear your last 3.
All right, so yeah, my 3, I had Jalen Hurts. Number 2, of course, Joey B. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes.
So of course, 5, I told you I had Josh Allen. Number 4, I had Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar might get MVP this year. But for the things you said, number 3, I have Joey Burr. Burrow is that dude. I can't put him over. I cannot put him over Jalen. Bro, Jalen Hurts. You don't think Jalen will get better?
Been 1 year. Gotta show me another year. Then maybe. Joey showed us multiple years.
But Jalen got better the first year. The first year he was a full-time starter. It got him to the playoffs. And then you saw the jump when he got, and I hear you. But we started jump. But the thing about Jalen to me is the fact that he could do it either way you want him to. Either way. So the fact that he could do it either way, that's the part where I'm like, he got over Joe. Joe Burrow got ice in his veins. We know that. He'd have been the championship, AFC championship, and the Super Bowl. Jalen done that first year. Can he do it a second time? I think he will. The team has gotten better, but Jalen is, I think he's going to get better. I mean, both of them quarterbacks are going to get better, but Jalen should have been an MVP last year. So, or could have been, I'll say that. My number one, of course, Patrick Mahomes. He's the number one quarterback. And you got to give it to him, not just because of what he did with what he had, because I think it's more of the scheme. I think the scheme has a lot to do with that. Now, is it Andy Reid dialing these plays, or was it Bieniemy? We don't know. We'll find out. But Bieniemy was his whisper in his ear. They had that type relationship. So Mahomes is Mahomes. He always gonna ball out. I know he is. And just the stuff he does, man, he's just that dude. I'm gonna ask you one more question before we get out of here. What up, Brandon? My question is, back in the day, before your time, quarterbacks used to call their own signal, their own plays. Like, they ain't hear from them, they did. Like, and it wasn't, a lot of quarterbacks did back in the 70s, but 80s and 90s when I grew up, I just remember it was only a few quarterbacks. It was John Elway. Believe it or not, I think Bernie Kosar did it. I'm missing somebody. It's a few players that did it. Maybe Dan Marino. I can't remember Dan Marino, but it was a few players. Like Peyton never called his own plays. Sometimes he would wave them off and all of that, but he never called his own plays. Tom Brady never called his own plays. But calling your own plays mean when you run the ball, doing the run, and back then they were running more, but running, what play, looking at all of that. I'm not talking about audibles. So which player you think today can call their own plays?
Of course, Mahomes, I think, could.
I don't think so.
You don't?
Because I think Mahomes will keep throwing the ball. I don't put it like this. Mahomes is a great talent. Mahomes is smart, but I don't look at Mahomes with the eye. We've seen Mahomes make some dumb plays. I don't see IQ is there like a Peyton Manning. Like Peyton Manning could have called his own plays, of course, because you know what I'm saying. Peyton knew when to run. He would, but do you? I don't think Mahomes is that type of quarterback.
You think Aaron Rodgers is?
Yep, I think Aaron Rodgers calls his own plays.
Okay. After Rodgers, it's kind of Stafford. Hell, he gonna pass 100%.
Heck no.
Yeah, he go. That's a stop it. He gonna pass 100% of the time. Yeah, it's kind of Burrow.
Ab says Mahomes' IQ is top notch. I don't think it's top notch. We've seen him make dumb plays.
Yeah, but I think that's at least.
I ain't talking about like a bad pass, because anybody can make a bad. I'm talking about dumb reads, dumb decisions, and I'm not saying he does that all the time. What I'm saying is,
But you can trust him.
And see, Ab has a good point. Ab said he was groomed by Reed. So was McNabb, but I can't even see McNabb calling his own plays. And then not even just because his IQ is not great. I'm not saying that because he has a top IQ app. But what I'm saying is, I think for the game, I just think Mahomes going to throw every play, which, they're going to win if they do anyway. You know what I'm saying? He say now it is. I give you that. Stafford never has a run game. That's unfair. That's true. That is true.
Russ?
I can see Russ doing it. Russ doing it. But my point, That's my point. Ab McNabb was that good because of Reed, not his talent. No, McNabb had talent too, because McNabb didn't have any players either. So you're right, that's my point. I don't see McNabb. It wasn't because his IQ was great.
Mm.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. What
So,
Ab said?
no, I'm just saying. Do you think that McNabb could? I don't think he was
Hey man, bro, too much credit. How?
tripping. He been at how Ab? He had 2 seasons. He's been to the Super Bowl and the AFC Championship. What are you watching?
Boy, clutch.
What are you watching?
He can't beat Mahomes. I mean, he can't get over he can't get over that hump. But other than that, this dude's been cruising.
And then last but not least, the reason why I didn't say put Tua in the top 10, because of injuries.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's gonna be on the field that long.
Yeah, top 10 talent on that team, man. Them receivers definitely should be with those guys.
Right. Ab says, I don't know if he's
I don't know, man.
funny, but I don't think Burrow could call his own plays. I didn't say that. I just think he's a talented player. But all right, man, we gotta end this segment, man. Next week we're gonna do wide receivers. I think that's gonna be tougher. Top 10 wide receivers in order too. So we'll see. But we're gonna take a quick break, man, and we're gonna be back. Like I said, y'all don't want to miss this. Ab missed it. We talked about Dame. We looked at his career. Now we about to look at another basketball player's career. And if the criticism he's getting lately, is it justified or not? We'll take a quick break and we'll be back.
Hey, yo, check 1, 2, Flavor in the building, and you know who you listening to? The 3-point conversion. Flavor in the building.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge, and he says what I'm saying. Ab said that's what I'm saying about Burrow. I was talking about his IQ. Y'all give him too much credit. I don't think we didn't say anything about his IQ. Did you say
Maybe he could call his own plays.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I agree, Ab. I don't think so. But all right. So another player we got to look to, man. For some reason, I've been saying this all over social media. This was about to be the hot topic, but we've been hearing so much about this guy. But it's Kevin Durant. So I've heard that with Kevin Durant, they've been saying that he's not what the masses think he is. He hasn't lived up to it. I mean, besides the 2 championships with Golden State, of course, he hadn't done anything. He's played with the best players in the NBA. So, Rue, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I do.
You think he's overrated?
No. I don't think he's overrated. But
I mean, I agree that he's played with great players. But do you think the criticism he's getting? Do you agree with that?
I do, because it probably could wait. It probably could wait a little longer to see what he does with this team. If he doesn't do anything with this team, and then I would say it's warranted. But now I wouldn't, because with the Brooklyn situation, it was all the circumstances just didn't match. Him, KD, Harden coming together, everybody thought automatic championship. These guys only played 15 games together. So the circumstances in Brooklyn just wasn't what it was supposed to be. It seemed like every time they were getting somewhere, somebody would get hurt. His foot was a half inch behind the line. What if, and that's the same series. I think Harden and Kyrie Harden was on one leg and Kyrie got hurt under the rim. It was just something after something in Brooklyn. And of course, Harden asking out and then Kyrie asking out. But this Phoenix situation, he's doing it again. He's putting that that squad together, and we got to see something this time around. We really do. Because if we don't, I think he's gonna, when it's all said and done, he'll probably look back on his career like, man, I'm supposed to be having more than these rings, that's not associated with Steph. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're gonna hear. So, and he's capable of it. KD is a 1%er. He's capable of it. He gotta win. He has to win. I feel like he's probably about to go back into that mode he was in for validation. Because I feel like, early he was seeking validation back in the day. And I feel like he's probably about to go back into that mode. Because they coming out.
I understand it. I understand why people would say that. And I'm like, Ab, I never really looked at it like, I'm going to put Ab's comment up again. He was like, he's nice though, but really calling him the best player in the league, that's ridiculously overrated. I agree with that statement, Ab. I don't think he's the greatest player on the league. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Durant's never hurt. Like, I mean, he is, but he's had one major injury. It's not like this dude Zion's not playing. Embiid's not playing. Embiid, I mean, early on, these guys missed 2-3 years.
Right. But I guess he's saying he never worked on his body. Like,
he never had to. This dude's gonna have 35,000 points when it's all said and done.
I don't think he can get either.
Right. If he worked on his body, what good or benefit is that to him?
Well, not saying that, but a lot. I mean, it could be. I mean, going to the hole more and all of that, and I understand it. He's saying he's hurt every year now.
Change his game.
This is what I got to say though. This is what I'll say.
Lately, yes, Ab.
Like I said, I get it. I get why people feel that way. I do. But here's the thing: what people have to understand, like you kind of said it. If you go through his timeline, I don't think we give them enough credit. Him, Russ, all that. I don't think we give them enough credit. The fact that they went to the finals. He was only 23 years old. Russ was like 21. They were young. They beat a great San Antonio team. Mm-hmm. He was no Ab. Keep him coming. Ab said he's gonna stop commenting. No, keep him coming. But he beat a good San Antonio team and lost to probably the best big three in NBA history. I mean, the big three. I'll say it like that.
Best year.
Yeah.
Best career.
And when I say big three, I'm talking about what we named the big three, like after the Boston Celtics. I'm not talking post. I'm not talking before that with Magic. I'm just saying like that big three. But this is what I got to say. So he did that. He go say win. And you mentioned what he did in Brooklyn, how they were always hurt. Somebody was always hurt when he got there. I don't count last year because he got there at the end of the season. And like Ab said, he did get hurt. He's right. He got hurt. So, but he came back. But this is the thing. You tell me, Rue, whoever's is listening, Ab, all of that. If any other star, let's put Steph in this situation. If Steph was in the same situation as KD, do you think Steph would have more championships? I'm going to tell you my answer. No. Because you know why? Because Steph couldn't win a championship the year when Clay was out.
19.
He couldn't do it. Remember, they got to the playing game. And they got bounced
20.
Twice.
I thought you were talking about the year. Remember, Clay was out in the finals too.
But they got to the final. They lost, but I don't count. I'm not counting that.
Oh, okay.
No, but I guess it's my point. When you're playing with teams, as a young team, like now think about it, him, Russ, Durant, Russ, and Harden was all young. Got to the finals. They lost to Cleveland, which they should have, but they got to the finals. They played, I think they didn't go to the finals they went to the finals the second year Draymond started, I believe. Golden State did. because the first year he started, Jackson was there, and then when Kerr got there, that's when they got to the finals. But like I said, when you think about the years when Draymond was hurt or Clay was hurt, they didn't do it. They couldn't do anything. It's a team. So if you put Steph, and there's no knock to Steph, I'm just saying, if you put Steph in that situation where even if he playing with superstars, but they get hurt, what can you do? And to me, that's why I say I understand it as far as why people think that he should get to that point where, oh, he's playing with all these superstars. He should have won one. But no, man, if you don't have no help and nobody's playing, now we can't blame one playoff series on Durant when they lost to Boston.
Right, the sweep.
That was his. You know what I'm saying? That was on Durant. But other than that, he hadn't. I think
agree with that, Ab.
Ab says Durant gets a pass for everything he does. He never went to a team and built it up and won.
I mean, I agree with that. I just don't agree with it.
I mean, he built up OKC. Well, I don't get that.
He built it up from ground up and won. We haven't seen him do it since then. It's been.
But who else has done it? What other team? Who else has done it in this? Who else has done it in this decade?
Giannis.
Giannis the only one. Who else?
Jokic.
And Jokic. I mean, Jokic did it, but I'm saying that's two people. Other than that, Steph, you can't say Steph did it.
Yes, Steph did it.
No, he went. He
built that up from day one.
He didn't build it up because he wasn't a superstar there. They all came up together.
Well, I would say they did it because that's basically what Ab's saying. Steph would have won a chip with Harden.
No, they wouldn't have. With Harden and Baca, if you switched them, no, they wouldn't have. Not to that Cleveland team. No, they wouldn't have. And then after that, and then let's remember this, y'all. We're and LeBron don't count. We know LeBron. LeBron is great. Okay, Ab says this. Steph definitely did. No, he didn't. He didn't build that team. Steph wasn't a superstar.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That team. Durant. What Ab is saying that Durant was there first. He was a superstar. Durant was a leader. When Golden State had to switch everything up, they switched everything up with Kerr. They switched the coach.
Curry was the focal point always
at that point. But I'm saying I don't think he's the one that you say he built that team like LeBron did.
Yes, you would. That's Steph's team. That's Steph Francisco.
I don't know. I can't. I think that was more of. And then Steph didn't even play well in the finals. I mean.
That's Steph. That's why when Durant got there, people were saying that's Steph's team, bro. Like,
so again,
those are Steph's rings. That's why you hear that about KD.
But how were they Steph rings when who was the final MVP?
It was KD, but it's just playing Steph.
I mean, if you wanted to say because
Steph's team, sort of like D Wade.
I can't say that. I don't think he built that team up. I think it was when Kerr got there, it switched. That's what I'm saying. When Kerr got there, it totally switched. You know what I'm saying? He switched everything up and they won. But I'll concede if you say Kerr, okay. I mean, if you say Steph, you want to say
I say three people. I built it from ground
up. It's not a common thing. It's not like Jordan.
It's not common. You're right.
It's not like Jordan or I mean, Magic didn't even do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not common. So, but again, he got jerked out of 2 final MVPs.
15, I feel like he you know what I'm saying, he could have won 15. Which one he didn't? Oh, you saying one of KD's?
Yeah, I don't think KD outplayed
both of them. Yeah, 15 could have went to stuff though.
It could have went to a whole bunch of people, but either or, like I said, I just felt like if you put them in a situation with Durant, it would have been the same difference.
I agree.
Now I will say this: if we're talking about Steph, the fact that Steph has stayed and now Steph is at help, but if the fact that Steph stayed there and they won, yes, because I believe that if KD, I believe that they would have won the next year when before he left. Because they was up 3-1 on that Golden State team. The 73-9 team.
Right. Yeah.
I believe they would have won the next year.
The Thunder. Oh, you saying the rent on the Thunder?
Yeah, I would have believed if he would have stayed, they would have won that next year. You don't agree with that?
No. I'm trying to think who was on the team. I mean, who was because that was Houston ascending that next year. They'd have faced Houston, right?
Right.
In the Western Conference. I mean, it depends who they would have faced. But yeah, I agree because they would have beat Cleveland. Cleveland was weak sauce.
And I think they would have beat Golden State that year. Because they had Golden State number.
Yeah, in the conference finals, and then probably played Cleveland in the finals.
And who came up big for Golden State?
You saying
in that when they were down 3-1? Clay.
Yeah, game 6 Clay, yeah.
But that's having a team too. You know what I'm saying? To Curry's credit, you still got a team. You trust your team, and I think if Durant would have done that, even though I don't think it was more so Russ. I think like I heard, I had insider talk straight to the insider. One of the sources said it was ownership. That's why all of them end up leaving. That's why nobody really never stays in OKC because of the ownership. So.
Man, I like what OKC building right now. I love it, actually. I think about 5 years they got something.
So look, before we go, if you're right, Ab said if Harden would have left, you're right. They would have won. They could have won one too, but I think they would have won one even when Harden left, and it was just Russ and Durant and Ibaka and all of them. But I would ask you, do you think he can win in Phoenix? Chris Paul's not there.
Right. Yeah, I think he can win. I think he can win. That's why I'm saying if he doesn't get it done this time around, he's gonna be feeling sick. He's gonna be feeling sick. Like, what did I do? He's gonna have a lot of regrets. Like, what happened? Because this team is capable. You talk about Ayton, Booker, KD, and Bill. Mm-hmm. It's capable. They're capable. And they should. They should win. It's hard though. It never works out like that though, does it?
They still have Ayton, right?
Yeah, they'll start the season with Ayton for sure.
I think the problem is, which he's about to. I was about to say that Brandon. Brandon says Phoenix not even building a team that makes sense, and
I think you got to see him on the court. I think you got to see him for it to make sense. But early on, it's gonna take some time, but.
Right.
Guys is on that team. Like, it's front heavy for sure, but I think they'll get it.
Right. So yeah. So all right, man. And hey, you know what? We said LeBron. I take that back. LeBron got to the finals, but LeBron ain't built no team from ground up and win the championship.
No, yeah, you're right.
He hadn't.
Yeah.
LeBron to get you there with some help, but LeBron hadn't built the team.
Right.
We really hadn't seen him have a chance to do it. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's his fault. Cleveland owners. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can't count. I was gonna say you can't really count Kawhi because he didn't build that team.
Yeah. No, he didn't build that team, but he took a team that he made them better than DeRozan. And he put them on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that we've seen Curry put a team on his back and win a championship. So
last year,
yeah, we've seen Curry do that. We've seen him do it, even though he didn't win MVP, we've seen him do that in other seasons as well. So I give him that credit too. But I just don't think, as far as building up, I don't know. I don't know. Last comment, Ab says what? The dude got everyone to come to Miami. He went back to Cleveland and built that team, came to LA and built up that team.
He fleeced New Orleans for AD. And I mean, if that was what you call building it up, like getting everybody out.
Yeah, anybody could do that, bro.
Everybody out and sending people in.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
building is going through it. I think.
I'm talking about going through from the beginning. You there, and the people, and you know what? I take it back. Steph has done it because Steph had the same players, and they end up winning. So I give you right. I was wrong. Steph has done that. But like I said, there's not a lot of teams that's done it. Joker, you could say Joker's done it. But LeBron hadn't done that. LeBron hadn't done that. LeBron hadn't done that. So you think he has?
I think it's all about how you define it. Because I see what Ab is saying. I do, but then I see what you're saying. The building it is building it is foundation up.
I'm talking about the foundation up.
Yeah.
LeBron has not done. LeBron has gotten that Cleveland team to the finals before he went to
talking about 07?
Yeah, 07.
That's building it up. If he was to win there, yeah.
But since then, LeBron has not been there with a team from ground up and says, all right, LeBron has says, y'all come with me or I'm coming with y'all every time he's won a championship. That's not building it up. That's not building it up to me.
Phone calls. He making phone calls. Come here. Let's yeah.
What'd you say? Who, LeBron?
Yeah,
he's making phone calls. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's not building it up.
That's what he's doing. Yeah, Brandon, I came to my senses. Brandon, you're right. Because I just thought about that. Steph was there with that same nucleus and won. He's done that. You're right. You're right. Man, he got Rich Paul to serve trades on a platter. Right. But LeBron hasn't done that. He hasn't done that. He hasn't won like that. That's all I'm saying. You just heard what I said, Ab. He said, what the hell are you talking about, Raphael? Like I said, LeBron hasn't been there with the same nucleus and won a chip. He said, hey, y'all, superstar, you come join me. The best power forward in the league or second best, you come join me. Hey, the best center or whatever, you come join me. That's all he's done and won. Now, he's put a team together. If you're talking in that sense, Ab, you're definitely right. But I'm talking from the sense of having a nucleus from the beginning.
Seeing
right now with the team
getting
drafted like a Jordan. Now we go back like a Jordan.
Seeing them draft for Scotty.
Like right. Even I'll say like Tim Duncan. After a while, after Robinson left, a new nucleus came in. A nucleus, but it was like the same people. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get superstars. They didn't get this. It was, hey, we going through this together. We losing, but we're gonna win. That's all I'm saying. He says, do you remember those teams before LeBron got there? My point, Ab, he brought Kevin Love there. What are you talking about? He went to Dwayne.
About the Love move. Yeah.
He went to Dwayne Wade and he went to Chris Bosh.
Come on, Al. Then he got the best power forward again.
They got Anthony Davis. Come on, dog. You know sports. Stop defending this man.
It's different from Giannis. It's not the same.
Giannis did the same thing. Hey, I just admitted that Steph Curry, you know what? I said y'all was right. I was wrong. Admit that. You know I'm right. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, bro. I don't know what he's doing. I got to put the last comment. Brandon says, the GM. LeBron know how to put a team together. I give him that. And I still think he can go to any team and they can win.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, that's just, maybe I'm crazy. But either or, we're going to take a quick break. And we will be right back for the Stop It segment. Y'all don't go anywhere. All right?
Hey, yo, check 1, 2. Flavor in the building. And you know who you listening to? The 3-point conversion. Flavor in the building.
All right. It is now time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it. All right, man. I'm going to let you go first, man. What is your Stop It? What do you have?
So my Stop It actually, it came down yesterday, man, on the 4th of July. So, of course, 4th of July, a popular thing everybody does, fireworks. Where do you usually do fireworks at, Mr. Controversy? outside, right?
Outside,
On the street. But I don't know, man. It's new levels to this now with this, I guess Generation Z. What is it? The young kids, man. So I don't know if you ever heard of the streaming crew AMP. They real popular. They based out here in Atlanta, actually. Real popular streamers. YouTube, Twitch streamers. Kai Cenat is one of the guys on the streaming thing. And these guys, they get paid $100,000 to stream or whatever. So yesterday they had a fireworks battle live, and I probably should have sent you this video, man, because I was watching it live. It was pretty interesting. Never seen nothing like this. They had a fireworks battle inside their house.
What?
And this is like $1 million crib, Mr. Controversy. It's the streaming house, where like 5 of the guys live. And you see right here, pool in the backyard.
Right,
bro. When I say these dudes blew the house up, like the house didn't catch fire, but bro, the house was so messed up at the end. You see smoke everywhere. I'm talking about real deal rocket launchers and fireworks going off in the crib on the live feed. There's some.
Where car keys at?
What are they? I mean, I guess it's what rich people do.
It's for views, man.
It's whatever, man. So
it's all for views, but it was entertaining to say the least, bro.
But,
it was very entertaining, bro. They was throwing fireworks at each other.
But you're right. They get a stop it. You're right. They definitely get a stop it.
Man. We ain't messing the crib up. And then you have people justifying it on the comments saying, well, they just got paid $250,000 to do the stream. You just get another house. Like, no, man, come on.
They tripping. They tripping.
Yeah, this is Generation Z, man.
My stop it goes to, I give him a few stoppings. But it goes to Patrick Beverly. And that's the homie from the crib. So he got to stop it because him and Kat, I believe they were talking. I was on a podcast, I believe, and they were talking about, I think it was Kat, and they were talking about Denver. And Patrick Beverly was saying, they were going back for talking about how Denver won. It was like, but I mean, I know Denver, they did it or whatever. And I mean, true enough, and Kat was like, you got to think about it. We only played, just think if we was together before the season. True enough, they was there through a training camp. But he was like, what if he was like, but just think about if we played during the same time, we came up during the same time. So everybody like, you're right. And then he says, and Patrick Beverly like, you're right. He's like, we only got 4 months. And he was like, yeah, but still though, this is what Patrick Beverly said. Still, I mean, I know they won, but still, I mean, we did it too. I mean, we did it in 4 months. What y'all do? Make it out to what's it called? Playing game? Like he said, we did it too. We said we did it too. We just did it in 4 months. What did y'all do?
Yeah, I heard that, man. Cat, he's one of my favorite players, but
that was Patrick that said that.
Oh, yeah, Pat. Okay, yeah. But Cat said some extra stuff on there too, though. Cat said what we did was more special.
Yeah, he said what we did was more special.
Right.
Right.
It was special than winning the championship.
So they definitely, both of them, I guess, now get a stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how we do here. Ab giving me a stop it, I guess, for saying about what I said about LeBron. So I got to give myself a stop it. We got to honor, that's the rule. So you got to Ab. But all right, man, we're going to transition into NBA. Speaking of Minnesota, that crazy, I can't believe they said that. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Ab. I got it. It's if you matter of fact, shout out to these legends, these are guys too. Yeah. Go to the odd couple. They play it in the beginning. If you look up the odd couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker, they got a segment on there. You'll find it on YouTube. And Chris Broussard opened it up with what they were talking about, and he plays it. So you got to go ahead. But either or, man, NBA free agency. You got to tell me what was your. It was a lot of crazy moves, right? What was your biggest shocker? What were you shocked by the most besides Dame Lillard? What were you shocked by the most?
I was probably most shocked with Gabe Vincent signing to the Lakers. I didn't think they was gonna pull that one off. And he got a little bit. He got a bag too. What? Because 2 years. I want to say it was 40 something. But I was shocked at that because I think it was perfect. I think that's a match made in heaven. He fits right in with their defensive schemes. I see him starting. I see him starting for this team. I don't know if he'll start immediately because they did re-sign D'Lo, but come playoff time, he's not a liability. You don't have to take him off the court like you do D'Lo. They lost Schroeder to the Raptors, so
That was the biggest shock.
yeah, that was my biggest shock was Gabe. When it comes to signings, Porzingis was shocking too, Ab, but that was before free agency popped off.
Still, it was. I mean,
yeah.
he was still able to do that, but I mean, you could count that. You know what I'm saying? My biggest shocker, it probably was Porzingis. I'm with Ab. I was. I mean, we can't name Dame. I was shocked about Dame, but I was shocked more about and not necessarily Porzingis because I don't know why but it was more. I don't know why Boston wanted him so much like that. I mean, I guess it works out, but Marcus Smart going to Memphis, like I couldn't believe they traded Marcus Smart. I thought Marcus Smart was the glue of everybody of that team. Like he's the heart and soul of that team. We all know that. It's not Jason Tatum. It's not Jaylen Brown. They're the talents. But when the run, think about it. When the run starts, what usually happens? It's by a hustle play by Marcus Smart, a charge, even a shot. I was shocked by it. That shocked me the most. That was the biggest shocker to me. Another move I was kind of shocked by. I'm not gonna lie.
They're here to stay.
Huh?
Brandon said, "I'm shocked Trey's name ain't in more talks."
They not. I'm not. Atlanta's not gonna trade them.
Here to stay.
Yeah, they're not gonna trade him. Yeah, Brandon said Smart came out of left field. Sure. Here's another one that I was shocked at. LaMelo Ball signing that big contract in Charlotte. I thought he was gonna be out.
No, I'm not surprised at that.
What the talks coming out of Charlotte? You know, I'm kind of close to Charlotte. You know, we pretty much 3-point conversion. We got access to Charlotte and we cover them and all of that. So it's because it was trade talk.
Huh?
Say it again.
I was gonna say once they drafted Brandon Miller, I sort of saw the
right. But even with that though, I'm just saying I didn't think that would happen.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it makes sense that he stayed in. It makes sense that he stayed in Charlotte because, like with Trey in Atlanta, like he owns Charlotte. But you talking about a player like that in a small market, I would have thought he would have went to a bigger market. So I was shocked at that. What was the best fit, you believe?
It might be my shocker. It was Gabe Vincent. I love that move. But let me go outside. I like Van Vliet to Houston. I think he's a good fit with Ime. I think he could sort of, it's his team. He could sort of set the tone of how he wants everybody to play. So I think Van Vliet was a great signing for them. And Dylan Brooks. I like what Houston did. A lot of people don't like Dylan Brooks.
I'm sorry. Another shocker I had. This might have been bigger than this is bigger than LaMelo. Kyrie Irving went back to Dallas. I didn't see that.
I saw that coming though. He was leveraging himself. He had yeah. I saw that. I saw that happening. I saw that. It was like
I didn't.
I figured it was gonna happen.
Because think about look how the team tanked last year. then him and it was only for a little bit, but him and Luka couldn't get a rhythm.
I just don't see any other team who was willing to pay him what he wanted, but Dallas. You know,
True, and that's what Ab just said. True, that's true. You're right. You're right. So you think Van Fleet was the best fit besides Gabe?
yeah, and Dylan Brooks. That's 1 and 2. I think Dylan Brooks is good for Houston. I think you need a Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
You know, and you saw what he got paid. You get paid $20 million for playing the antagonist in the NBA nowadays, and everybody needs that. Houston needs that. You see what them young dudes out there doing in the locker room. Jalen Green, and the other Josh Christopher they just got rid of last week. So they got some real funny business going on. So they got some vets stepping in. I think that's what you need. Because they got talented young core. Bro, they got this center. I don't know if a lot of people are hip, but Alperon Şengün.
Yeah. He's nice.
Bro. Like he's young and nice, bro. That's
real
all
nice.
I'm say. So, and then they got, Jabari and Jalen. So they got a young, that 3 young core right there. So match the vets.
Bruh. Okay, so y'all know I've been out of town. I'm sorry. And I really just got out.
What happened?
So y'all gonna give me a stop. I should get a stop. I told you I was on a cruise. When I got back, I was still on vacation. I didn't really get off vacation. I was putting up stuff, but I didn't really get off vacation until Monday. Like I asked Ruth, I hadn't looked at anything. I had my phone off. Am I reading this correct? John Collins got traded?
Oh yeah. For nothing. For Rudy Gay to Utah for Rudy Gay in a 2nd round pick.
Bruh, I didn't see that. Like I was gone, y'all. So wow. So what do you think about
that? Wish we could have got more, but can't look back.
That's a win.
Yeah, it's a salary dump. That's all it is. So I thought it was going to set up for something else though, because it happened before free agency. So I was thinking, where's the move coming in now? They didn't make any moves, so I really wish we just would have got rid of him when his trade value was high. Remember when Kevin Durant gave him that cosign? He's one of the best forwards in the league. That's when we didn't get no value out of him.
Wow.
But yeah.
But that's good. The Hawks needed that because now they can they can make a move.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I like Pascal, man. I would like to see Siakam with this team.
Do you think that can happen?
I think it can happen, but it probably will only be for 1 year. Because I don't know if Murray lasts on this team, man. Because he has a payday coming up next year.
Who, Murray?
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. The Hawks basically they didn't get better. We got worse.
I don't expect them to get better. Mm-hmm. This year was going to be a throwaway year anyway. If you can get one of those players off the books, the Hawks won. Because it looked like they were about to be stuck.
Right.
Like they were about to be stuck.
What did Ab just say? I didn't see that. Siakam?
Ab says if Siakam gets to Atlanta, he'll love it here. I can see that. Now, with James Harden, it's been talked that, he decided that he's going to sign. He's going to stick with them and get traded. Where do you see James Harden going and being successful? Because right now, James Harden is believe it or not, to me, he's definitely top 5 point guard in the league. Maybe even top 3. When you averaging 20, 21, 22, 11, and 8, or something like that, 7, and still he's not the James Harden we're accustomed to seeing, but still top notch. Where do you see him going? Do you see a team that he can go to that he can help?
Yeah,
You know who I think?
It's just who wants him, right? I'm with Ab.
You know who he would fit with to me?
Miami, the Clippers,
I can see Miami, Boston.
Boston.
Perfect for Boston.
Mm.
He'd be perfect for Boston.
Yeah,
You got somebody who's gonna run the show.
you get those shooters open.
People don't give him credit for his IQ. His IQ is ridiculous. And yeah, I think he'd be perfect. Ab says, "Don't say Lakers." Don't say Lakers. Who do you see anybody else? I can see.
I don't see somebody like the Clippers.
I don't see Clippers because Russ is there.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Russ is there. It's just who wants him, man. It's just who wants him. Because I saw somebody say Knicks was in a conversation. I don't see that happening. Taking the ball away from Brunson. Maybe Toronto. You know, I think they still have some pieces. OG, Scotty Barnes. It's thin though, man. But I like the Boston. I like Boston. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, I can definitely see Boston doing it. I know they can't afford him, so but I don't know if they'll play together. But
what about T-Wolves?
That's a good look. But here go another better look. But they can't afford them. They would have to get rid of Ayton. It's Phoenix. And Harden have a problem with Durant. But think about it.
I might stop watching basketball. Right? That's an all-star game.
But I'm saying if Ayton, they trade for Ayton.
Yeah.
Wouldn't because he's in. It might have to be a 3-team trade. But why wouldn't you? Absent San Antonio, he'd go back to shooting guard. I don't think he's ready to play shooting guard. He'd go back to shooting guard if he went to New York. True. I don't think that'll happen. I wouldn't take that away from. I wouldn't mess that up. Brandon says I like Harden in San Antonio, but age wise.
Back to Brooklyn, man.
You think Brooklyn? I mean, I can see that. I can see that. But again, if they do a 3-team trade and he's able to go to Phoenix,
it's a wrap.
But it depends on how much. I think he's going to try to take that money though, and I don't think they can pay all of them.
Well, you saw. I don't know if you saw. It was a party that went down yesterday that we didn't get the invite to, but a lot of celebrities did. I think it was Michael Rubin's party, or the all-white party you see on social media today.
No,
man, a bunch of celebrities there, but he was there partying with Embiid and Tobias, so laughing it up, and
you think he might stay?
He could possibly stay too. I think maybe Doc was the scapegoat.
And Doc said before we go, Doc did say, and I admire Doc for saying this. Remember, Doc said, me and Harden, we couldn't, and he got criticized for this, but he said it was weird. It was like we couldn't get on the same page. Not necessarily, he was like, we weren't saying eye to eye, not necessarily. Well, no, we were on the same page. Like, not necessarily because of me and Harden, we were like battling with each other. No, it was just the fact that what I needed him to do and wanted him to do, but because he's so good at what he can do, it was just a struggle. It was like a pull. But you're right. Now with him, with Doc being out, that might work out, man. That might work out. So we'll see. But like I said, though, it's gonna be. It's still got things about to happen in the NBA free agency. I can't wait. Excited about it, and we'll see, man. We'll see what the Hawks do. We'll see what happened with Harden. Definitely want to see what happened to Dame. So we'll make sure we'll stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date like always. But we're gonna take a quick break and gotta talk injuries, man. We always love to have Dr. Fowler on, cousin here. He's in the building, and we'll bring him on shortly. We'll be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
The 3-point conversion sports lounge, and it is time to bring in our cousin family orthopedic. I'm saying it wrong. I didn't mess it up. Orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta, Mr. Dr. Donnie Fire III. What's going on, Doc?
How's it going? Good to be back.
What's up, Doc?
Hey man, it's been 2 weeks, man. I'm rusty, bro. It's been a long. When I tell you, Doc, see, Doc could go out of town and still call in and do the show. He'd be in the Bahamas or somewhere doing this, call in but when I say I disconnected from everything, I didn't pick. I was getting service on a boat on a cruise ship through their Wi-Fi, and didn't want to, and I still didn't look at anything. So I'm just coming back, y'all. So excuse me. But either or, you doing all right, Doc?
I'm good. Can't complain. Work is good. We're in that kind of summer lull of sports, but football's on the horizon, which is exciting. So yeah, things are good.
Yes, sir. And baseball is going on right now. It's baseball season, and man, Los Angeles Angels center fielder can't get right. I mean, Mike Trout suffered a left hamate. Am I saying it correctly, Doc? Hamate?
Yep, hamate.
Hamate fracture. So he fractured his wrist, or what is that? His wrist, or
Yeah, it's one of the most people don't realize you have 8 carpal bones in your wrists, basically between your forearm bones and your finger bones, and so the hamate is one of those 8 bones, and it's more towards the outer pinky side of your wrist, and unfortunately very common to break with swinging if you catch things the wrong way.
So how long? Because it says 4 to 8 weeks, but they give that. But I want your perspective. What do you think? We're gonna say we're giving a second opinion from you. So you're the second opinion. What do you think? seeing this injury and him going through this, what does this mean? How long?
Yeah, so apparently he already had surgery on it. A couple outlets have reported that. And again, I can try to show on my wrist, but it's right kind of about here-ish. Let me turn that way. Right about there is kind of where the bone is of the hamate, and there's a little hook there, like a little almost prominence that like comes out, that if you torque the wrong way and catch it, you can break that little piece. Most of the time when you have surgery, believe it or not, you just remove that little fragment and you're done. You're not like actually trying to repair that tiny little piece back to the bone. You literally remove it and you're done with it. But then it still takes, I would say, generally 4 to 6 weeks to recover. In rare circumstances, they'll try to put tiny little pins or screws and put the bone back together. But I doubt they did that. Obviously, again, I don't have his operative report in front of me, but assuming that they just removed the little fragment that broke off, it's still sore. It's going to be inflamed. It's going to take time for that to go down before he can start doing baseball activity and swinging a bat, etc. So I would probably put it somewhere in the middle, around 6 weeks, as a reasonable option for him to be back. But to what you were saying earlier, and we've talked about Mike Trout before, I think this is now going to be either 6 out of the last 7 years or maybe even 7 out of the last 8 years where he's had a significant injury and not played really a full season. So as obviously talented player as he is and was kind of the face of baseball, at least probably from 2014 to 2019, you kind of wonder if his best days are behind him and we're not ever going to see the Trout of old, which is pretty sad, but might be true.
So let me ask you this. Is this more of, do you think is this him not conditioning himself? Or is it just, like we always say, it's just certain people just have those types of injuries?
Yeah, a hamate fracture, it's kind of a freak thing. It happens in college baseball players, etc. So, you can't really put that, I'd say, on just someone being like injury prone or whatever else. So, but I'm just kind of saying in general, unfortunately, the injuries have obviously now piled up for Mike Trout, which I'd love to see him back to what he used to be, but we'll see. He should be back, obviously, after the All-Star break, clearly later in the season, but we'll see where the Angels are at in the playoff race at that point. So,
and yeah, Doc, speaking of the Angels, their star player, Shohei Ohtani, he was taken out the game yesterday because of a blister. Do you think he'll still be able to pitch, or would he have to set out a few starts so it could heal properly? I know he was in the batting order tonight, so he's batting.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But do you think he's able to pitch still?
So, yeah, I think they reported initially he already had like a fingernail injury, so may have been gripping the ball, which is slightly different, which, again, can make a big difference in pitchers. So they think, at least what I read, the blister probably developed as a result of having the fingernail injury on the same finger and possibly how he was gripping the ball. Obviously it's like, oh, it's a blister, suck it up. But if you're a pitcher and that's how you grip and get movement on the ball and control, you can't really throw and command the plate and do what you need to do and just make it more irritated. So it shouldn't be anything crazy long term. Sometimes they even put like super glue over it. Seriously, like super glue, so you can't like feel it and it doesn't hurt. But I think at this point, given where it's at with the All-Star break coming up, they will let him DH and hit. He should be fine doing that. They will probably hold him on his pitching to include in the All-Star game. And I would suspect he'd be fine to resume kind of probably his first start after the All-Star break is how I would look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just so funny to hear these injuries, and you would think, what if you had people watching this show before that doesn't follow baseball, and when they hear that he's out because of a blister or the doctor's like because of his fingernail, like kind of it's just funny to hear that. But like we always say, man, pitchers are so delicate, like they need everything to be perfect for them to really throw the ball. So appreciate that info, Doc. Now, sticking with baseball, Astro second baseman Jose Altuve has missed the last 2 games due to discomfort in his left oblique. Because it's only discomfort for now, could this mean he could be back soon? Or, at what point do you feel like, all right, this might be a big problem?
Yeah, I kind of almost automatically think obliques are immediately a big problem, unfortunately, because if it's bad enough where it tweaks in just batting practice and he has to stop, that's usually a sign that, hey, this is not like a simple, hey, I'll be back the next day kind of thing. So I know they're planning to get an MRI scan. It may have already been done. I haven't seen any reports on what they've said, but I don't think this is a days thing. I think it's a weeks thing. And Houston probably not as bad as the Angels, but they're not far behind on the injuries with Yordan Alvarez and everybody else. They're struggling with the injuries too, so that's possibly a huge blow as they're kind of battling for playoff position at this point too. So I don't think it's going to be great news. Again, at least the timing, you get the All-Star break, you get a little extra built-in time where maybe he misses a little less game action, but I don't foresee him. I think it's probably going to be longer than people realize, unless something miraculous comes out of this MRI scan.
Hey, Doc, and I know we just got off the subject of NBA free agency. So before you get out of here, wanted to ask you, what move did you like the best in free agency last week? Anything that caught your attention?
So I'm gonna speak as probably a homer on this. For people who don't know me, that means as a DC sports fan. So I think the Suns, I was very sad to see Bradley Beal go. He's been a stand-up for our team and our community and really been a good ambassador for the city. So it was really tough to see him go, but at the same time, he's been wasting away on a really bad team with no prospect of winning anything in the near future. So I think they finally made the right move by blowing things up and really committing to a rebuild. And I think Phoenix kind of went all in. I know they don't have a lot of money taken on his contract now for support, but I think they kind of stole Eric Gordon pretty cheap. And if they get some guys that can play defense, they're going to be pretty scary. So I kind of like what Phoenix did. I like what the Lakers did, kind of bringing back most of their other guys like Reeves and Russell, and even taking a flyer on a guy like Cam Reddish, who maybe I'm biased because he went to Duke, but I still think he could be good in the right environment. So I like what they did. And then honestly, for my Wizards, yeah, it's a rebuild. Maybe they make it into the play-in consideration, but I like flipping Chris Paul and ultimately getting Jordan Poole, who clearly was not going to survive in Golden State with Draymond and that drama. So you get a young shooting guard. You get Tyus Jones, who I think most people would argue could have been probably the best backup point guard in the league or most deserving of a starting role. So sure. I don't dislike that backcourt that we're starting out with Tyus Jones and Poole, and then you sign Kuzma, who I was shocked decided to commit to Washington in the rebuild, and then get some draft picks and whatever else. So honestly, I like what Washington did too. It's not for this coming season, but 3 years from now, maybe they're in the conversation. So
I agree. I definitely agree with that. So see, we don't have Doc just to give us injury reports. He knows sports as well, man. Well versed. But Doc, we definitely appreciate you. And hey, but always tell the wife I said hello. I'm gonna just leave it at that. And
she's upstairs this time, so I won't.
Yeah, we got blamed for that. Like
no feathers tonight.
Yeah.
Right. But Doc, like I said, man, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right. All right, y'all. We're going to take one more break, and we will be right back. First, let me ask you this, Rue. Did you agree with Doc said?
Yeah. Jordan Poole, I got a little questions about him, but Tyus, I love the Tyus Jones move. It's just how disciplined will we see Poole.
Right. Yeah. Well, he might not even have to be disciplined because he's not playing in a disciplined offense. There's times where Curry be looking at him.
Yeah, you're right.
What you're doing where now is different from that.
Yep. You think he's starting two guard?
He has to, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
20-some points per game. I know.
Yeah.
But all right, let's take a quick break. We're gonna hear some words that you might need to hear. And we'll be right back.
Yo, this is K Boogie here with your food for positive thoughts on the 3-point conversion with our boy, Mr. Controversy. When you do, you do. When you don't, you don't. May sound, yo, K Boogie, that's simple, we know. But if you do work towards your dreams, you'll do it. But if you don't work towards your dreams, you won't. That's why it can be simple, but it may not be that simple. Have a great one. Remember that you are equipped. See you next week. Peace.
All right. I definitely agree with that, man. That was, hey, Rue, I don't know if I'm going to add Rue back. Rue, that was simple. If you don't do it, you don't do it. If you do it, you do it. If you don't, you won't. Right?
It sound good.
That makes sense, man. Also, if the Braves right now, they looking good.
They was up 5-0.
I think they will. Hey, man, Braves win a World Series this year. That's my. I know you love that, but that's what I'm saying right at this point.
Yeah.
I know people are saying it's easy to say that when they're up, but no, I really believe that they're winning this World Series. But we still got half the season to play. But real quick, let's go through these standings real quick. Just give you a brief rundown of the standings. So right now in the American League, we got the Rays still on top. They won't let go, man. They won't let go. So they're on top, even though they lost the last 6 out of the 10. But they still have a 5.5 game lead over the Orioles. Rays are 57-32. Orioles 5.5 games back, and the Yankees are 7.5 games back of the Rays. Blue Jays 9.5 games back. So it's still a tight race as far as, I guess. I mean, we know one series could change that ultimately, right?
Yeah.
So we'll continue to watch that. AL Central, man, AL Central starting to turn into the it's getting there, because right now, wait, is this is the my bad. Twins have a one game over 500. Hey, Twins are 1 game over 500 right now, y'all. 1 game, they're 44-43.
I did the Steph Curry. Night. Man, that division is so bad for baseball. See, thing is, all they do is beat up on each other. They can't win outside their division.
Yeah.
So.
And look, they're 1 game over the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians 42-43.
Yeah.
AL West, you have the Rangers. They have a 2.5 game lead over the Astros. Rangers are 51-35. The Astros are 49-38. Look out for those Astros. Hopefully, like Doc said, hopefully it's a miracle happens with Altuve. That's a big deal if they lose. As a matter of fact,
they have been streaking though. The Astros, they've won 7 out of 8.
They've won in 8 out of the last 10. Right. So the Angels are 2 games over 500, but that's about to drop.
Yeah, they were just 9 games over 500
right
a week and a half ago. So we see how that's going.
Right. In the NL West, you have the Diamondbacks. They have a 2.5 game lead over the LA Dodgers. Diamondbacks 50-36. And they've lost their last 6 out of 10 games. They've lost 6 out of the last 10 games. And then the Dodgers are 5-5 in their last 10 games. Giants are pulling. They're coming back, man. They're trying to. They're 4 games behind the Diamondbacks. So this will be interesting.
Yeah.
And but the Giants have lost the last 7 out of 10 games. But they just everybody losing.
Yeah, that division, that race is going to be pretty cool to see though, because you can't. I know Padres are 10 games out. but we still got 80 games left, and I wouldn't count them out with their roster. So I it's gonna be interesting to see the wild card race in the NL.
In the NL Central, the Reds, wow, man. Like I came back from the cruise, like, okay, what in the world has happened?
Mm-hmm.
Reds are 47-39, and the Brewers are one game behind them. Of course, they're 46-40, and Padres are 6.5 games. I mean, the Padres, the Pirates, they fell back tremendously. Wow, like they're half a game above the Cubs. That's not good. And then the NL East, the Braves right now, it's. I mean, Braves are playing like it's ridiculous, man. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games. They're 57-28. Marlins are 8 games behind, and Marlins are 13 games over 500.
Yep. Biggest lead in baseball right now, division wise.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the Angels. They're dropping. We talked about the injury. Shohei is still playing. Do you think the Angels trade Shohei before the deadline? Should they? Now the fact that Charlie's probably going to be out 6 weeks, at least 6 weeks.
Should they? Yeah, they should. Because this dude's a free agent next summer, and he's going to walk away. You can't lose him for nothing. Not a player like Shohei Ohtani, who's probably going to be making upwards of $650 next year in $650 million contract. You can't let him walk for nothing. You got to trade him while it's hot. And this was a bad weekend if you're an Angels fan. This was not the weekend you envisioned. Because to me, and we started talking about it on the group chat, it all started when Trout got hurt. That was writing on the wall right there. We see their record slipping. What's the point of keeping this guy for what? To make one more playoff run? Because you're not winning anything in the playoffs, in the AL. You're not. So what's the point of keeping him until October? Just for him to leave you next summer. You got to trade this dude for everything, the whole kitchen sink, plus more. Because you could jumpstart your franchise. You can get an all-star player back. You can get this probably will be the biggest trade return could be in sports history, man. It could be. Because you're getting a two-way player. I'm talking about a pitcher.
Yeah. That's
hitter in the game.
Right. Yeah.
You got to take advantage of it.
Again, the stories, I know we keep bringing this up, but just the stories you hear about Babe Ruth, and then to see that, like, we're witnessing what he was doing.
And Babe Ruth got traded. So what makes you think Shohei can't get traded?
At that point, Babe Ruth was just a pitcher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who turned into a hitter when he got to New York. Yeah.
Before you go on Ruth's pitch, do you know what team Babe Ruth played for before the Boston Red Sox?
I know he played for Boston and Yankees, but it was the Braves.
The who?
Wasn't it the Braves before
the
Boston?
Braves?
Well, he played for Boston Red Sox, and then they traded him to the Yankees. The curse of the Bambino.
So before the Boston, he played. I can't remember. He played for.
I don't know before Boston.
I can't remember. It was I can't remember.
1800s. Nah.
He played, but it was a trivia.
Probably a team you can't say on here.
No, it was a real team. It was a trivia. It was a trivia team.
You heard you catch my drift.
No, I got you.
Okay.
It was a trivia question on a cruise.
Oh, for real?
I'm like, when they said, I'm like, I don't know, but the question was before Boston. I forgot it already, but
I was right, dog. I knew I was right.
It was the Braves.
Yeah, he only played for 3 teams.
What was the team?
Boston, Yankees, and the Braves.
What Braves?
The Atlanta Braves.
What? No Atlanta Braves.
Boston Braves. in
No.
1935. That was the last team he played for.
Yeah, the first team he played for before that.
No, he played for Boston. That was the first team.
Oh, look it up.
It say Boston Red Sox, 1914.
He played for somebody before them.
Shoot.
But yeah, I learned it in trivia. But either or, go ahead, man. Go with Rule's pitch. This is
So talking about the Braves and everything, man. My pitch is right here in the city, man. These Atlanta Braves. My pitch to y'all. This is probably the best Braves team ever. It definitely is in my lifetime. I was born in 95. That 98 team, I know my baseball was pretty good. But there's no team like this team right here in Braves history. They just set the record for the most home runs in a major league month. 61. Never been done before. They went 21 and 5 last month of June. And we're missing 40% of our pitching staff. Every night, this team, if you're in Atlanta and you're a Braves fan, man, we're actually blessed and lucky to have this squad. We're blessed and lucky to have a player like Ronald Acuna, who I don't even think is even close to reaching his prime. And that's what's so scary about Acuna. He's so good. And, the bounce back from an injury, like a devastating injury he had last season, to be, he's going to be the NL MVP. I don't think we need to really cherish that as what we got, because this kid is going to go down as one of the best baseball players ever. He's on pace for 45 home runs and 90 steals this year. Let me say that again. 45 home runs and 90 steals this year. My pitches, man, this Braves team, I want everybody to embrace this team, man, and really we're lucky to have them. I could shed a tear because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, and shout out to Snicker, man. Shout out to Snicker, because I ain't said nothing about Snicker in a long time. That was my guy. I used to get on him. Snicker's been doing his thing, man. He's making all the right moves out the bullpen, and the team's playing for him. Shout out to Snicker.
Yes, shout out to that Snicker. So yeah, he been doing good, man. This
what do you say though? You think this is the best team
that they've been on, that we've seen?
Best Braves team that we've seen? Because I definitely think it is.
I don't know. Did you just say he was the best Braves manager ever?
No, I said Acuna.
Oh, he's saying that they calling right. Yeah, I agree, Ab. Can't get on.
Not yet.
Yeah, Bobby Cox is still that dude.
Now, I will say this.
I agree, Ab.
2 more, maybe, a 1 or 2 more World Series, he could talk about it. Bobby, he should have more than one.
I'm trying to think. Ab, what do you think? Quickly, and
those teams with Sheffield.
I'm trying to see, because the team
Pendleton. The pitching staff back in the day was unmatched.
Yeah, it was that, and then you had Justice, you had Pendleton, you had who was
Ron Gant was on one of those teams.
Yeah, that was all right. Remember Otis Nixon? They had Otis Nixon looked like he was about 75 years old. But this team is good. This team is
Chipper.
And it's funny, man. And I'll leave it like this. When they got rid of Freddie Freeman, it was like, I don't know. But
After winning the championship, yeah.
Do you think that was probably the best thing they've done?
Definitely. Because Matt Olson is it's another pitcher. How's Matt Olson not starting in the All-Star game over Freddie Freeman? Braves are by far the best team in baseball. The record is almost 13 games better than the Dodgers. I believe Matt Olson leads the NL in home runs with 29. Freddie only has like 13. I believe Matt Olson also leads the NL in RBIs. I believe, like 20 more than Freddie. Now the average ain't where Freddie is. The average is like 240. Freddie's hitting like 320. But how is he not starting over Freddie?
Right,
Come on,
right,
fans, y'all screwed that up. That's the fans. That's the fans.
right.
But
That's a
all right,
fan.
I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, no, that was a bold move. The Braves moving on from Freddie. That takes guts. You know, Anthopoulos, business is business. We talked about this start the show.
Right. And Ab was right. Ab said Cox won like how many win? Was it 14, 15?
Oh
More
yeah,
than
in a row.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Did he? Did he win? Did Freddie win MVP when he left? No, okay. So but yeah, and I remember I said it, was it last year, I believe? I think I said I felt like the Braves was going to go on another run. I said I could see the Braves going on another run.
Yeah, because we
Another
started talking about
13, 14 season winning streak. I just felt like that. Like Anthopoulos, like that dude, he knows what he's doing. He really knows what he's doing. So yes, I give him credit. So what's on my mind today, we'll leave it with this, is if Chris Paul doesn't win a championship this year with Golden State, I know he's older, of course, so it's not his fault, but it's something about it's certain players that just can't win it. You think about players like Brandon Marshall never got into the playoffs. As good as Brandon Marshall is, he never played in the playoffs. Never. As a wide receiver. It's crazy, right? The Bears started off 7-1 in 2012 and didn't make the playoffs. Now, injuries happen and all that. Color got hurt. But you just have players like that. I'm trying to think of another player that in any sport, it just seemed like they can't get over that hump. That was crazy.
Melo was like that.
Huh?
Melo. He
What
comes
was
to mind.
Of
Well,
what?
he made the playoffs though, but it was just he could never get over the hump.
Right, but I mean, at least he got to the Western
Yeah,
Conference.
you're right. Yeah,
I'm saying like
never saw the playoff success.
Like Chris Paul, it should be no reason why. It's like every time something goes wrong. Now, I'm not mad at the fact that they lost because remember he got hurt in that finals, and it was like, here we go.
He got hurt. Yeah, in the Western Conference Finals when they was up.
Yeah,
beat the Warriors too.
Right, but I'm just saying in the final, but they still lost to Milwaukee. He came back and played. But right when the Warriors, he got hurt and they were up 3-2.
Clippers.
All them years with the Clippers, him and
Blake, yeah,
Blake getting hurt. Like it's just like he can't. I don't know if they don't win the finals. I'm not calling it a favor, but I'm just saying. If they don't win, because we all know what the elephant in the room was. Forget that. It was the whale in the room with Jordan Poole and everything that happened with him and Draymond. But this year, now you got a floor general, you got somebody with a high IQ playing on that team with high IQ players. And if they can't win, there's something wrong. It's just not, you need to try, and it's just not meant for him to win. It just wasn't we know it's not in the books. You know what I'm saying? I just go by that. But that's what's on my mind. Hey man, appreciate everyone for joining, listening, watching. If you're listening to the podcast as well, we appreciate you. Yeah, Brandon says, yeah, that's insane. First off, I want to give a shout out to the Almighty God for giving me his platform to do what I do, say what I say, make people upset, man, happy, want to give me the stop it button. God, I appreciate you. Definitely do. Also, I want to thank my guy Rue, man, for always having my back, man, being part of the show. I don't know if people remember this, but just the fact that Rue was basically a fill-in,
Mhm.
and not necessarily like a fill-in. We chose, we like, yo, we want Rue. When Greg left, we was like, what we gonna do? And then Rue stepped down, like I want Rue knows stuff, and Rue stepped in, shout out to D Intellectual, he left, he moved, and it was me and Rue just stepped in, and now, coming from just being a engineer, now he's part of the show. So want to appreciate you, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Always, man. Yep. Hey, ain't nothing bigger. Hey, we're gonna keep it going.
We're gonna keep it going. Also appreciate Dr. Fowler for coming in, like always. Appreciate him. Also, appreciate everyone who's listening and watching live, who listening, watch as a podcast, or what have you. Definitely, Vince, appreciate you. Ab, appreciate you, Ab. My guy Kevin, Brandon, always. Ab, always. Can't wait till football season because we will have Ab. He probably don't know this, but Ab, hopefully he's able to do it. But Ab, we're gonna have you coming on. Not necessarily giving your top rankings for all the teams, but I'm thinking we're gonna do the top. We're gonna do the top 10, given that's what Ab specializes in. He does his top his rankings, NFL rankings each week during the season. So we're gonna definitely want him to come on and do that. And who you said they got older? It's a wrap. Who is he talking about? Who got older? I don't know. Who are you talking about, Brandon?
Oh, Warriors.
Oh, right. And he's a bench player. Right. Okay. Also, he's probably behind. Also, we want to shout out. I want to shout out my beautiful wife. I want to shout out my lovely children. I want to shout out my aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, cousins, grandparents, great friends, play cousins. Hey, love on people. Let people know that you love them. Love while they still feel it. Love while they still alive. Exercise. Eat good. Drink responsibly if you're drinking. Watch some sports. Hey man, and talk to God. Do that. Or the higher power, whatever you but talk to God. You know what I'm saying? Talk to God. Do that always, and give him thanks. But until next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. When you miss me, I'm out. Peace.
About to go watch some